I'm Joe Tristan. I'm the head coach of Penn State Behrend water polo. And over my many, many years, 17 years, I've had a lot of great individuals come by and whatnot. None other than Mr. Ali Khan that we have here. So, Ali, tell us about yourself a little bit.
So let's see. I am born and raised outside of Chicago. I've been playing water polo since I was like 8 or 9 years old. I started swimming at a very young age. I was never good at swimming, but then water polo just kind of like was a thing because it was a lot more fun than just following a black line back and forth. And so started playing at an age group level. Got into high school and really found that this was like my passion and this is what I wanted to do. And then eventually found my way over at Penn State Behrend, and after that found myself coaching, and yeah, and that's kind of like my whole water polo career. So
Awesome. So what have you been doing after graduation?
after graduation, so as soon as I graduated, I joined.
Graduate first. When did you graduate?
2013. I graduated 2013, which seems like so long ago. But yeah, so I started my first job at AbbVie Pharmaceuticals, or it was a spinoff of Abbott Labs. I worked in IT as a business analyst, and after that, I went to United Airlines and got to do some cool things. Traveled all over the world. Actually, came to Erie for work, so I had United pay for that entire trip. Remember that? And then now, currently, I work as a product manager at Hertz Rental Cars. So it's based right out of Chicago, and so my focus is on new product development in their digital space.
Very good. Very good. So, what about water polo wise? What have you been doing with water polo?
So with water polo, so I played on a masters team. I haven't been to practice in a while, but we go by Club of Chicago. It used to be formerly United, and also I'm a coach. So I coach Northern Illinois Polo Club, which is a which is a club based out of Chicago.
I can
And
tell that hard to read the question now.
yeah, so it's a club based out of Chicago, and it's primarily I coach high school and up, and so we've done a lot of cool things in that space. And last year we took home the league championship for the first time ever as a USA Water Polo league, and we went undefeated throughout the year, and so it's pretty sweet. And so I've coached a ton of now Division I players, Division II, Division III, so it's a really rewarding experience.
Good. So you also work with one of our other former players, Brandon Horsch.
I do work with Brandon Horsch.
And you guys had a chance to be able to meet up with the national team head coach, Dejan.
We did. So I think it was last summer. Dejan came. They usually host the ODP clinic at Stevenson, which is where I coach. And Dejan was there, and Brandon and I got to hear firsthand from him, and we got to talk with him and get a picture with him and stuff. And then, yeah, it was a pretty cool experience. And we've actually got to meet quite a few like national team players, and just over the years, Tony came for a camp one time. A good friend of mine, Brett Benani, came for a camp, and another good friend of mine, Merrill Moses, came out for a camp too. And so that was sweet. We're trying to bring them out again once all this stuff kind of dies down. But
well, that's and from what I've heard, the rumor has it that you have a lot of friends that are on the national team.
do have a good amount. Like right now, not as much. Good friend of mine, though, Chancellor Ramirez, he's on the team right now. He's a Team USA hopeful. So, but yeah, no, it's crazy how it's such a small sport and such a small world that you just meet people, and next thing you know, you're friends with them. So
good. Well, it sounds like you've done very well for yourself in the business world. So how do you think Penn State Behrend prepared you for your career paths and the real world in general?
So overall, like without Penn State Behrend, the support that I got there, who knows where I'd be right now. Honestly, I'd probably be like Anthony Spoto with 2 kids and married in Michigan somewhere. But it was small enough to where you got that interaction with teachers, and it was a very like kind of a one-to-one feel. But then also you had that, like, it was still I mean, it's still got that like that Penn State vibe. So it was such a unique experience. I wouldn't have traded it for anything. And just like the support from like the coaching staff too. Like it was just unbelievable. I probably would have failed out if it wasn't for you guys.
So you got into my next question. There was, how did water polo prepare you for the real world?
Yeah. So water polo was just, it was a huge part. It was like your day revolved around water polo, and your teammates were like, it revolved around your teammates, your friends, and then practices and games, and then also it just taught you a bunch of like leadership skills as well. So like I don't think I would have gotten to where I am today without that. And it gave some like structure to like what I was doing. Like otherwise it just kind of like, I know a lot of people who go to college and they just kind of like go with the flow. There's really no structure. You don't really go to class, but like we didn't have that. It was like, if you didn't go to class, your grades weren't kept up, like you were on the team. And we came to the school to play while also get a great education. And it was like balancing both of those. But that experience really helped me now, because now that I lead teams, and it's taught me how to lead them effectively, efficiently, and with like in areas that like even if I'm not comfortable with, learning more. But it's helped me lead those teams that I currently lead now. So
you had a great 4 years, and I know as we start moving into this, we're going to start hearing more from probably Anthony Spoto as he starts typing here. But you had a great 4 years. You were a 3-time All-American. You had a lot of great moments in your time. Is there any one particular moment that sticks out?
There were a couple. Winning getting third at D3s. I think it was my junior year. Can't remember was it a junior year?
Yeah.
That
was with Andy, right? Andy Sokolsky.
Yeah. I wonder, was Hunter still playing goalie at that point? I can't remember. But yeah, that was an awesome moment. And then just like on a personal level, just like being named a 3-time All-American, because like one, it put me ahead of Anthony Spoto because he was only a 2-time All-American, and so that just really like catapulted me into like this whole category, which was just like it was just awesome. All the paparazzi and signing autographs and stuff like that, it was crazy. But yeah, that was such a big one. And then another thing was just like meeting friends that I have for life. Like it's funny, like I remember when I joined the team, you had told me like, hey, we have brought in this guy from Mundelein High School who was like our rivals, right? Yep. And it ended up being Brandon, and I hated Mundelein at the time. And you were like, well, it's either you like, he's your teammate, it's either you get along with him or like you're off the team. And I was like, no, I'm never gonna get along with this kid. And like fast forward like 10 years, like he's my best friend, right? So it's like it's crazy to see how things change throughout college, and how you're shaped, and like you grow into an adult. And then also just like the people that I met there, like Hunter and Nick and obviously Spoto and Brandon and DeRoche and all the teammates that I had, like these are guys that I'll have for life, and that they'll be invited to big events. And I know we were all at Spoto's wedding, but it's stuff like that, right? It's like you're not gonna get that experience anywhere else.
And I think we remember there's been a couple other times we remember some, we played Princeton. I think it was at your senior year we played Princeton.
That was my senior year, yeah.
It was, it was like tie game at halftime or something, or
yeah, I think we only lost by like 4 or 5 or something like that. Game was a lot closer than people expected.
Yeah, it was a good game. And I also remember, I think it was either your freshman year or your sophomore year, you got game ejected in the first, I think, 3.5 minutes of the game.
No, was that? I think that was against Fordham.
Against Fordham, yeah.
Was it at Navy? Yeah.
Because I
jumped in.
Because I told you, I said, Ali, you're in, and you took your time getting off the bench, and they blew the whistle. Next thing you know, you're in midair while the whistle's blowing. Go into the field of play, game ejection, and a 5-meter against us.
And that was the day that they were taking like the professional pictures. So it's just like me sitting on the bench looking like a loser.
I still have that picture.
Do you? Yeah. So
good times. So you've kind of talked about it and whatnot. So you still keep in touch with a lot of your former players and coaches?
Yeah, we have obviously, like you and I talk all the time. And Hassan went to Behrend as well, and so like unfortunately I still have to stay in touch with him. So but yeah, I mean we call ourselves the Wolf Pack. So it's me, Hunter, Spoto, Brandon, and Lukitas, and so like we've literally had a group chat going since the day we graduated, and it's not stopped. We literally talk every single day. So, and I've seen Hunter so many times, and Nick and Spoto I haven't seen in a little bit, and Brandon I see like every day. So,
And every time I see Justin Vink, because he's over at Salem, I never let him live it down. The day that we were playing Caltech, I don't know if you remember, and we were up by 1 with 30 seconds left, and all we had to do was hold the ball. And we were telling Justin Vink had the ball. It was his freshman year. And we said, hold the ball, hold it. And he dumped the ball into the corner. And, I still remember you just ripping his head off.
I reamed him out, didn't I?
Yeah. What's that?
Yeah. I reamed him out, didn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think I remember there was another Caltech game. I think it was a tie game. I think we had the final call. I called timeout. And whatnot, and we came into the corner, and I was drawing up the play, and all I remember is you just saying, "Give me the damn ball," and so we set up the play around that, and we gave you the ball. Only problem was they shifted on you, but Victor was wide open on the bottom post, and you just hit him right on the money, and we got the winning goal. But it was just that was the type of player you were. You wanted to win, and you were, winners always want the ball in some respects. So
the Mamba mentality.
Yeah.
All right.
So it was great. It was always a good having you 4 years. We had a lot of great times, and
we definitely did.
Is there anything you want to say to, the people out there, whether it be about Behrend or just in general to your friends or anything like that?
Yeah, well, first let me go through these comments and see what these idiots are saying on here. But yeah, I mean, a couple things. Like, one, like it definitely set not only me but everyone else. Like, if you look at everyone who was like one who was in our graduating class and like even before us, like Jacob Bernstein, right? He's a doctor now. Like,
yep.
Hassan's going to be a doctor. Hunter has his MBA now. Spoto has his MBA and he's getting his master's in like electrical engineering. Nick like graduated magna cum laude and went to Michigan Law School, and now he's working at like some big firm in California, right? Like, I went to Northwestern. Like, everyone who went through the water polo program and stuck with it. Darosh got I think he went to UNLV and got like his master's in education. But everyone who went through the program ended up being like they're like functioning members of society and ended up being super successful.
Yeah. So
they stuck with it. They did their 4 years, even if it took 4 or 5, whatever. But everyone is like a contributing, like successful member of society, and they got through it. And you and I both saw that people who didn't go through the program, after a year or two, and there's obviously some exceptions, but they're not really doing anything right now, right? So you stick with it, you stay the course. It's not going to be easy, right? No one said it's easy, but nothing's ever given. So you work hard for 4 years. You challenge yourself, you play some water polo, you get a good education, like you're going to be fine. So that's like, without that, I mean, and you have a little bit of fun along the way, right?
Yeah.
But
and, as you mentioned, even Hunter got his master's, but he's working for a very successful company.
Yeah.
Anthony got working on his master's in electrical engineering, and he's working for Ford Motor Company, doing some great things over there, both him and Hunter. And as you mentioned, everybody that's come through the program, graduated got their 4-year degree, and and pushed themselves. They're all doing some great things out there, and as a coach, it's very proud to just look back and see our alums doing some great things, whether it be in the corporate world, or our alums involved with actual students, being teachers and coaches and things like that. So it's been a great ride along the way and whatnot. So, well, Ali, it was great having you on. Thank you very much for doing this. This is the very first one we did. So there's another one you can mention to Anthony.
He should do the next one. I think he's Anthony. You're up to bat, dude.
you were before Anthony on this, so
yeah. So you have to go 3-time All-American and then 2-time All-American. That's what it says in the ring. So yeah, and also congrats on all the success this year. I know you guys beat Iona, so that's huge. First D1 victory in school history, I think. So congrats on that. And I mean, sky's the limit. I know you guys are playing some tough teams now, like Cal, SC, and Stanford and all them. So I mean, yeah, the programs go nowhere but up. So.
There it is. There it is. I just 237.
237.
Let's put it up there. So, but yeah, we're continuing. It's a struggle every year. It's a struggle, but we just keep pushing through. So thanks a lot, Ali. Have a great day. Stay safe. Tell your family I said hello.
I will.
We'll be in touch, and I'm gonna get in touch with Anthony, see what he wants to do the next.
Perfect. All right, dude. It was good talking to you.
Take care.
See you.